you kind of have to start more bands so that you can just keep doing it all the
Yeah,
time.
you're like, okay,
Yeah.
how much free time do I have? How much of that can go
Yeah.
to another band? Is it everyone in the band agrees on this thing, or is it more you like pulling the, well, I started this card and doing things, and
With
hey,
the rest of them.
there's the
There's
rest of the
No.
band.
people would ask us what it was, what it sounded like, and we had that difficulty of describing it.
People had no idea.
Yeah, and so
That
and
difficulty,
then
but also the selling point of come see us and hear what it
yeah,
is.
Right.
and I don't know that it was any clearer after they saw it. It is always cool when people come up to you and say, "Wow, that was the loudest thing I've ever seen."
This guy right here, and it's the reason I wear earplugs at shows. In 2011, his other band, Amarok, I didn't wear earplugs before, and I went, I need to go get toilet paper or something to put in my ears, and I have not stopped wearing earplugs. So I gotta do production, like stage production stuff. ILLENIUM. His stage setup is nuts. He had 6 towers. They didn't tell me until like I helped put up these lasers on each one. I was like, oh yeah, those are $60,000 each, and they were transporting them in broken Pelican cases. I'm like, you tell me that now after I lifted 20 feet out on a rickety ladder?
They formed in 2023 and make noisy, aggravated, sludgy music born from frustration in order to create something communal and impossible to ignore. After about a year and a half of aggressive live shows, they're releasing a self-titled debut album on March 27th. Mordeo, welcome to the podcast, or Jake and Brandon of Mordeo.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you guys for coming on. I wish we could get the whole band in here, but also I know the logistics of 5 or I guess 6 people on a podcast can get a
Oh,
little
they'll
messy.
they'll
So,
probably jump in here in a couple minutes.
They're on the other side of the room. One of the other interviews
oh,
going over.
awesome, awesome. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are just running press for this. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So first things first. Anyone who doesn't know the band, know Mordeo. How would you guys kind of introduce the band or describe the music that you guys make?
Um, it's angry, kind of D-beat, sludgy
Mhm.
music.
Loud is the other adjective.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was reading more about it. It was just like loud, noisy. I was like, yeah, I got that from hearing it. Um, yeah, and then again, just like introduce you guys more personally. Like, what do you guys play for the band? What are your kind of roles?
I'm Jake. I play bass and filmed the music video for Bring Back the Fear. And yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
Brandon. I sing and I do all the noise overlaid on everything.
awesome, awesome. That's cool. I think you're the first person I met who like, when talking about their role in a band, talks about the noise overlays of
Well,
everything.
I
Usually,
do
it's
I
like,
do it live. So like while
oh,
we're
awesome.
playing, I'm doing it also.
he has a whole pedal board and
Yeah.
twists and knobs,
That's
actually
so
creating it
that's
instead
so
of
So
cool.
hitting.
That's
it's
one of
always a
my
little
favorite
bit
things
different.
to go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said it's always a little bit different every live show. Like just because I am doing it live, and it's some when you're creating noise, it's some of it's a little bit unpredictable. So
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm sure, but I respect it. Seeing like a loop pedal or guitar pedal like set up live is one of my favorite things to see. It's so cool and it's so just like technically impressive as well. So I commend you for that, and that's so cool. So
yeah.
let's get into the main thing that we're promoting here, the debut album, the self-titled album. You guys I'm sure are excited for it, but just tell me more about it, what fans can kind of expect from it and things like that.
It's our first release. We've been all playing together music, like different bands and stuff in the same community for like the last like 15 years, 20 years, something
Mhm.
like that. And we finally came together in a different formation, creating the different music than I think all of us have, Brandon included. Uh, Myself, this is one of the slower bands I've played in, and it's still pretty fast. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just it was kind of formed out of we all had bands with members that didn't live in town, and so we really wanted. I mean, we do this music because we have to. Like we have to play music. Like it's part of our life, and
Start poking.
when having people that lived out of town, we weren't getting to do it as frequently. And so we found the five of us that all lived to, in the same town. And so we're like, let's start something different that scratches that itch to play, but it's something completely unique to what we're doing from our other projects.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. It seems to be a thing in these kind of more metal noise like communities. I've talked to some of the other bands that are kind of in that genre about like, having multiple projects, being in multiple bands, and I just love the collaboration that comes from it, like always looking to do something new and kind of innovate on what you play. So
I mean, yeah, I think it's just none of it, like we all have, like I said, have to play music. We love it so much. And so it's like you kind of have to start more bands so that you can just keep doing it all the time.
You're just filling the gaps. So you're like, okay,
Yeah.
how much free time do I have? How much of that can go to another band?
Exactly.
Insatiable appetite.
We also live in a small town though, and so it's like we're always looking for have more bands locally to play with, like out of town bands tour through and stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome. And seems like it's a super supportive and communal scene, which is awesome, and that's like great to hear. So you guys get together, you all want to play more, you're all roughly in the same area. How does the band form, for one, like officially, and where does that name Mordeo come from?
The band formed just because I had more free time because a lot of my band members were out of town, and I needed to play music, and so I knew I wanted to play something nasty and just ugly, and I'd been wanting to play with these other four guys for a long time, and so I just asked them all, and we just kind of figured out what we could make to satisfy that for all of us. And the band name, we went through a lot of band names. I couldn't find anything that we agreed upon.
It was comical. It was like 8 months of like just bringing a couple names, and like we went through a whole like Steven Seagal movie arc. We were like, so what if this has been taken? And then one of our guys brought Mordeo, which means to bite or to consume. And it's Latin, and it wasn't taken. So we were like, all right.
It kind of, like
perfect.
Yeah, to devour and consume. Like it kind of just fed what we were looking for. Just fit exactly like the idea of the music, and then it was also something that we could all agree on. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So super.
The more band members you get, the harder it is to agree on a band name.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, but so to what degree? And we'll get into also like the album creation here. But whether it's band name, musical choices, anything like that, to what degree is it, Brandon? Since you're kind of the one reaching out, getting everyone together, is it like a very democratic, like everyone in the band agrees on this thing, or is it more you like pulling I started this card and doing things, and hey, there's the rest of the band?
No, yeah. I mean we all
it's been pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean we pretty much have a shared vision of what it should be, and so it comes together pretty easily, and we all pretty much agree for the most part. I mean, we get through a song pretty easily.
Yeah, awesome. I don't want to crowd the computer, but do the rest of the guys want to get in here, introduce themselves, and do that?
Kind of lean in.
Yeah,
that's Colby, plays guitar.
I play guitar. I'm Bryan. I play other guitar and do backup vocals.
And I'm David, and I play the drums.
Also known as HC.
One person called me that.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys. I am very happy to meet you. It really tested my podcasting skills to be mid-sentence and just have 3 new people pop into the background. I was like, come on, finish the sentence.
You're handling it well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the challenge, and you're coming just at like the perfect time, because I wanted to get into the actual album creation process and like the musical side of it. So just take me into making this album, especially like coming up with new songs. What did that process kind of look like for you guys?
Well, I think Colby and I wrote, I mean, half all the yeah, it's pretty even. I don't know if there was a single song on the record where somebody brought it and it stayed that way the entire like from that day until we recorded it. I think it was all kind of an iterative process. It was all like a communal effort. So Colby or I would bring a riff or like part of a song or like a pretty developed song, and we would just kind of hammer it out. Trying to see like who had what ideas and trying things and then Brandon would just kind of start adding vocals as they came and adding noise and that was the process for pretty much the whole thing, I think.
Yeah. To piggyback off what Bryan said, it really was very was it
Iterative.
iterative? Yeah. Everything was subject to change, but there was when Bryan would bring a riff, and I think it was very the foundation was so concrete and so lively that there was just so much to pull from one riff or even two riffs. And then I know for me, like when Bryan would bring a riff, I would get so inspired. I'd go home and be like, oh, what about it goes into this next, and I think that it was kind of a snowball. Everything was subject to change, but nothing was subject to like any kind of like negative change. It was all like
there's like no ego. It's just all whatever is the sickest riff.
No one's precious.
Yeah, it's all additive and just getting the best result that you can.
Yeah.
Hey heroes, sorry to interrupt that podcast episode, which I hope you are enjoying, but I wanted to tell you about my clothing line, Quest Clothing. Ever since I started really pursuing YouTube and music and all these creative things that I do, I've dreamed about starting this clothing line specifically. I had the name, I had the idea like for years before I started it, and now it's finally here. You can wear clothes like this. I have sweatshirts available, t-shirts, even clothing for like my music with cover arts and lyrics and things like that. It's all super, super cool. And right now is the best way for you guys to support me across everything I do. So be sure to check out the Quest Clothing web store with the link in the description and follow at Shop Quest Clothing on Instagram for updates about collections, discounts, things like that. Anyways, I don't want this self-sponsorship to take too long, so let's get back to the episode.
I love what you said about snowballing. I feel like I do some like music production as well, and I think momentum is like one of the biggest things for me, like coming up with a new song or doing it, because you have one idea and you're like, okay, what if I add this, and then what if I did this for the chorus, and then it's been like 3 or 4 hours and you have the skeleton of a full song and you're like, wow, okay, then that really is like easy when it's all just coming right at one thing after another.
And we have that shared vision of what it should be, so it's like, and we're all pretty open to and adding things, whatever. So it's been really nice. Just anyone can give a suggestion and we'll give it a try, and then usually it works out.
And I feel like we're kind of each other's musical consciences in that way. Like I think if somebody, and I'm very guilty of this, bringing riffs in that are kind of like maybe off topic or kind of move the plot a little bit, and they'll kind of like dial it back a little bit, but then it ends up becoming something that's like perfect or exactly like what we need for that band. Like Bring Back the Fear started as like a Sleep Sabbathy kind of rip off song. It was like so slow, and now it's like one of the faster songs on the record. That went up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, even when it's a riff that we think doesn't necessarily fit the band, we seem to find a way to turn it into something that fits the band.
No, that's awesome. It is really important, I think, to have band members or trusted collaborators, friends, like whoever it is that you can kind of show a work in progress to, and they'll get you back on track, or call out like, okay, what is this, like, what are you going for here, or this this doesn't fit, and whatever it is, like any feedback like that doesn't have to be critical, but is just like making sure you have the right vision in mind, kind of.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so this band, I read, like, came together. You all have obviously your unique backgrounds playing different styles of music. There's kind of some overall like death metal inspiration. How do you like combine all these different styles and backgrounds into one sound for Mordeo?
I think the different backgrounds make the style so what it is, like I think everyone pulling from every band that they've ever been in or every band that they've ever listened to that they love, I think makes it sound so unique and so, I don't know, special and pulling from punk and hardcore, pulling from metal and doom and sludge and DB and anything. Like I think that
I think because we have like kind of diverse in the heavy music area backgrounds that like it's really nice because when a part gets introduced that's like that style, one of us has been in a band that's done that style, so we have a unique like idea of what that should be and like able to help form it into that, get the most out of that style.
You can kind of be the resident expert and like guide
Right.
the other guys and how that sounds. Yeah.
Sometimes it's sick too to get like the punk eyes on like the heavy like death metal riff or something. Just be like, how would you do it in this way, and so on and so forth.
Because it's all heavy and aggressive, but it's like, it's even down to like strumming patterns is different than maybe necessarily what Jake would do or I would do or something.
Yeah.
And so it's like we could bring a riff, and then as soon as one of them start playing it, like they're going to strum it different. And it's just going to change into a thing that's unique to our band.
Yeah. Awesome. And so I now want to get into more like specific songs from the album with a couple more like rapid fire creation questions. Was there kind of one song on the album that was just like came really easily, fastest to write, like let's do this, and I think we have it there? Or even if it's not like that easy, just what was the fastest song in general to write?
I think of both songs are the best.
Oh yeah. What's the actually called?
That's only two riffs that I don't think that I think that song. I feel like
The first song, that was written.
the Narcissist is probably no, that's Noodle.
We have a bunch of working titles that we don't even.
Yeah, that's all right.
The songs are actually called.
We call the songs.
I have the same problem on my computer where I'll like open the folder for a project I'm working on, and it's like one title, versions 1, version 2, and then the title switches, and it's like version 3, version 4, and then there's like the final title that ends up being released.
Oh yeah, we got like song 1, 2, boat song.
I wasn't the first song that they're referencing. I wasn't here for when you're writing it, but I feel like when you start a new project, the first song's always going to be like the fastest song. But when you're starting the project, you have that solid idea or the one riff you wrote that you're like based the entire band on, right? So I feel like when you start something new, it's just the first song's always going to be the fastest.
Yeah.
Song.
There's no worries about like being too similar or different from anything you've done in the past because
Exactly.
there is no past things from this band.
Exactly.
I guess I would say Betrayal was the easiest because that was just the first song that came and it just sounded right, and we just all agreed that was a good direction to go. So I'd say that was probably the easiest because it was just the first song that we wrote.
Yeah, awesome. And on the opposite end of that, is there any song that just took a long time to make or like really you guys had to craft and work on?
There's one called Fight Your Friends.
Yeah.
But you know what? We've been saying that was hard, and it was hard to learn.
It was easier to write, but it was harder to learn.
We had most of the
Gotcha.
parts. I feel like
It's 9 minutes.
Coward was actually like we had the fast beginning part of that song, and then we knew we wanted to go into a slow part. And now that I'm thinking about it, I remember us kind of struggling to come up with what that slow part was going to be for a few weeks.
Them being the guitarists, like they had only really played fast stuff, so it was like get to the slow thing. It really hurt them to play slow. Like it took a lot for them to slow down that much.
It's hard to.
And I just kept going slower.
I think we even slowed it down in the studio.
Yeah.
You don't like know doom tempo until you have to play it. It's very different. It's a different kind of like skill set to have.
It seems like it would be easy just because it's less notes, but it's so much harder with the timing and everything. It's
nuance.
Yeah.
Like counting like empty space.
Yeah.
Is tough.
Mhm.
And then having the confidence that you counted correctly.
Yeah.
And then if you hit a wrong note or come in at a wrong time, it's very obvious to everybody who's listening.
Dave over here has a freeform jazz part that he does live where he just holds it out and he goes, wow.
we have to watch him. We have to watch him and to see when he's going to make the hits.
But I count it the same every time. They just don't want to count.
We can't hear it. We can't hear it. We can't
No,
hear it.
I'm very much towards the beginner / intermediate side of it, but I do like very little drums. I had lessons like years ago. And I really, depending on the song, if it's a fast song, I am rushing a lot, and if it's a slow song, I'm dragging a lot. And it's like
Right.
I need like a certain tempo for me to actually play it well and like get it down. Like it has to feel just right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Coward, because that's actually one of my favorites from the album, especially from just a
Oh, thank
lyrical
you.
and like story part, like standpoint. So super powerful story about achieving success in the industry, like especially by any means necessary. How much of that is like a story crafted for the album versus you guys reflecting on personal experience?
It's both. There's been plenty. I mean, it's not necessarily just about music industry or anything. It's just there's been a lot of people in my life that push me or people I know down to get ahead. And it's both. It's both just an idea and personal reflection.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, probably for like most songs ever being,
Right.
there's always going to be a good mix of influence
Right.
there. And so I guess
it's a belief that those people shouldn't get away with shitting on other people.
yeah. So for the kind of last like song specific question here, which we can go around to you guys, like each of you guys, or find one communal answer, but is there a song on the album that's just kind of like your favorite, or that you like, whether it's playing, listening to, anything like that?
Probably all of a different one.
Yeah.
I like Bring Back the Fear.
Yeah, Bring Back the Fear is fun because it just starts off the set and it's usually just high energy. I like the high energy song. So,
and it's for me, I mean, it's one of the ones. I mean, I believe wholeheartedly in all of the the lyrical concept, but that one I really, especially with the way the world is, and having so many people that are racist that feel that it's okay to just come out and be that shitty of a human being. Yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah, it's getting pretty blatant, and you just kind of put them in
Yeah,
check.
especially, it's like it's always been there, but like I feel like over the last couple of years, it's been ramped up.
People are letting their freak flag fly way too much. Not a good way.
I would say for me, the song I always come back to that I like, I find myself finding a new thing that just piques, this just hits my ear in just such a cool way, is Noodles. Or
The narcissist.
I'm hearing the working title slip in there.
The narcissist.
Very serious band with a song named Noodles.
Yeah.
I like it. That one I remember we kind of had a hard time ending, or like finding an end for it. But I don't know. I love the hills and valleys that are in that song. I love where it goes, where it ends up, and like how it gets there. I don't know. I think that to me, that's just a very interesting. It's a very interesting song that I keep coming back to when I'm like, it's a good one. That's my pick. It's my vote.
What is What is both song called?
Just gonna go with both songs.
No, you got what's it called? It's like right there. I thought of it. Oh no. Profit.
No, that's Swamp Justice.
You guys have to.
know something. It's checking. I'm stuck in log.
No, yeah, that's all right. When you guys play live again and start having a set list, you got to do like real like released name and then band name or like process name.
So we don't say the names. Our set is just a solid sound.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we start
yeah.
playing and we just keep it. So we never
Okay,
actually say the
awesome.
name live. So
The song is called No More Chances. The working title has been Boat Song because it sounds like a
Rowing a boat.
boat rowing to destroy your village.
Because they're writing all these songs before I put any lyrics to them, so we just come up with just random titles that sound like whatever the song sounds like.
But I really enjoyed that one because live it's like really crushing, and there's a lot of space in it. It's a lot of like big chords ringing out, so you can kind of just bask in it and let the amp blow air past your face and
Really loud.
and that's that. I get to do a little guitar solo in that one, so that's always fun to do. And they let me off the leash to do that a little bit.
Yeah,
I think,
awesome.
yeah. I think Fight Your Friends is my favorite. I just have my favorite parts in it. There's just a couple of like really fast transitions that I really like the way that they're put together that Colby wrote. And it's like probably the most challenging and fun song for me to play personally.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I totally get it. I don't want like a shame for saying like the work in progress names because I'm the same way. Especially someone said it like naming them based on how they sound. I mean, I'm working on a song now. It's a rap beat, but has like a semi drop or a pseudo drop. It's building and then a like beat or two of silence and then it goes into the chorus. And in that silence, the only sound that plays is like, so it's like this build up, and then the chorus. And so I have it listed as click click in my like computer, which it will eventually change the name when I get like lyrics to it and get a vocalist on it. But like I totally get it with work in progress titles and just going based off of sound
You
or
just
vibe, right?
you've said those ones so many times, and I'm notorious for even if I have lyrics, I just don't like to name things. So it's like it's till the last second, and then it's like hard to remember what it's actually titled.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Are you a music artist looking to get your songs on Spotify, Apple Music, and basically every other streaming platform? Then you should check out DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution service. It's what I use to get all my music out across platforms, and I find it really helpful. You can manage your songs, lyrics, credits, and even manage releases across artists under one account. I don't think I would have gotten started as early as I did with music if it weren't for DistroKid. So if you want to get started, I'll put their pricing on the screen here. And yes, that does say the cheapest plan is at $2 a month. I know some of you spend more than that every day on your coffees. Like this is to get your music heard by the world. But we're getting off track. DistroKid has so many additional features like pre-save pages, getting your music onto platforms like Instagram and TikTok, where people can put your music on their posts. If you use my link in the description, you will get 7% off any of these plans, making it even cheaper to get your career started, and so much more. So again, check out my link in the description for 7% off any plan. And now let's get back to the episode. So a bit more about the album, because as I got into it, I did get a link to listen through it. So I listened to it a bit and it was awesome. But another super cool is just the physical media you guys are doing around it, a CD exclusive vinyl with like different stores. How did you guys kind of come up with these variant ideas or the designs for the physical media?
Well, being a new band, like we weren't sure, how people would receive it and stuff. And it's like, we wanted to spread it out a little bit so that there are labels that we either knew or liked what they had put out before. So it was like, let's get a European label, a Canadian label, and a US label. And then like I mean, you're a new band, you don't know if people are gonna dig it or not. And it's like then no one's burdened with a bunch of our records. They only have 100 of each of them. And then the Canadian label, they really wanted to put out a CD, and so that's just exclusive to them, which I think is awesome. I love CDs. It's just not a lot of labels want to put them out that we're in contact with anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting. One, just good to have options and things
Right.
like that. But it's also like, especially with, not to get into a whole rant, but with like how expensive vinyl can get. Some days
Right.
it's nice for if there's an album you really like, or something maybe a bit like shorter of an album, to have a CD option and be like, okay, I won't spend $30, $32 on a vinyl, but I can get this $10 to $15
Right.
CD and still have some physical version of it. So it's
Right.
awesome. And yeah. I
Yeah, no,
just
like I said, and also, I mean, being a new band, we wanted to spread it out to, other parts of the world as much as we could too. So it's like,
Yeah.
just get it out there. And, we may not be able to tour Europe or something, or Canada or something, as soon as we would want, but it's like, at least we can get the
give them
music out to
something.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the last thing with this album is just actually the cover art of it, which I'm so interested in. Like, obviously, not only in debut album, not only self-titled, so it like kind of holds a weight of the style of the band, but also just a debut release, or like first release. How did you guys come up with the cover art for this album?
It was a guy that used to live here in our town in Chico, Bryan Nicholas Espinoza, and he's been doing a lot of band merch and like different albums and shirts and stuff like that. And we just always, all of us collectively, really liked his art. And I had this idea for a long time that I wanted a shirt or an album or something to be. There's this. It's called a Hellmouth. If you look that up, there's a lot of, I don't know if it's Renaissance or whatever, painters that would paint this design of a hellmouth. It's this giant beast and like all sorts of chaos going on inside. And I just thought that more than any of my other projects, I thought that this music and the idea behind this band fit that theme a lot more. And so I gave that to Bryan and just had him go crazy with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, really cool, I think, always to like work with a designer or artist on something and kind of work it out that way, which I'm sure you guys do and a lot of bands do.
Right.
But it's
And
again,
Bryan
back to
loves heavy music, so it's like, I
Yeah.
said, Bryan, he loves heavy music and stuff, so it's like he gets what we're going for. And we had actually had him do a T-shirt for us before that, so it's just,
Awesome.
it's nice to work with someone that is really talented and
Gets it.
understands and gets the music.
Yeah, I'm sure. And but it's also like bringing or going back to the like collaboration conversation we were having on the music side. Like it's that reflected in art of also, like, I have this also with like artists I work on for cover art. I have an idea. I want it to look like this. I don't know how to make that. Can you do it? Or
Right.
like, can you help me bring my vision to life? So
Right.
that's always super cool.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah, really. I mean, I've had so many conversations, probably too many conversations with that, whether music, like art, anything like that. And they were like, "Oh, so you just hate all AI?" And I was like, "No, like when I'm looking up some really niche, complex, like multi-step thing, help me
I
out
need
there,
to
but
take a cake.
don't like make
Yeah.
art or make music
Right.
for it."
Right.
Yeah,
That'll be
that's
a future song, I'm sure.
yeah, I'm sure. That's kind of, yeah, not to get into a whole AI rant, but that is more or less my use of it, because I'm I'm pretty anti like AI. I'll say generative AI, like making art, making
Right.
music.
Right.
And
Yeah,
people,
you can't really avoid it if you look on
exactly.
the internet.
But then people like turn it back to me if I like look something up and use AI, and I'm like, no. instead of doing like 3 Google searches and needing to like go on this rabbit hole, I just like ask a multi-step question to AI and do that as one search instead. So it's helpful for more like research or a specific or like complex question I have, and not like a 3-word Google search that I could do.
Right. No, I hadn't. I mean, I probably heard that before, but yeah, generative AI is a good description of the shit that sucks.
AI is okay if you're not using it for creative purposes.
I know that there's people that are like, we need to like come up with a slur for AI users.
Oh,
Like people that use AI, but I like just shaming people like, oh, you burned up a river for doing that. Like you're just using all these ecological resources.
haven't anyone watched Terminator?
I
God damn it.
watch Terminator. It's my favorite. My go-to line so far when I see someone use it for something stupid is I'll go, so someone doesn't have water anymore because you just like looked that up. I was like, you just took someone's water away for like looking up something stupid or like asking it to generate something stupid.
Yeah, you burned up a river to watch your grandma fight a like mountain lion or some shit. Like,
Whoa,
Yeah.
grandma fought a mountain lion?
yeah,
And burned up a river?
Yeah.
Dang.
I could make an AI video of the river on fire.
Yeah. And then I mean that's awesome. But back to Mordeo, back to the band. Now that we've all had a healthy amount of hating on AI and shaming AI users, it's but to get back to the band, for like I mentioned in the intro, you guys have been playing live. And someone mentioned it's a very like free flowing set. It's not really like song talk kind of thing.
Yeah, there's no
What
talking in
were
between.
mhm. what were those like early shows like before releasing music and things like that? Or whether it's literally the first one or just those like moments of I don't know if there was like official tours or just doing shows around, but yeah, take me into the early live shows in a long-winded way.
You guys just told me it was really loud.
Yeah, I mean, we really played loud to begin with. I mean, we're still really loud, but we kind of honed in. At first, when we started playing, we just cranked everything up as loud as it could go.
Full stacks, super.
But yeah, I think that people weren't quite sure what to think because once we start playing, we don't stop until we're done. Like if there's a break, I just play some sort of noise or harsh noise. So there's no point in between where we're talking or anything. And it's been like that since the beginning. And yeah, I think it kind of, especially around here, we haven't played that many places outside of our hometown. I mean,
Honestly, we haven't played a show since we've released music yet.
yeah.
And the people that know us have like a preconceived notion of like what our other band sounds like, and they have absolutely no idea what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Other than they can physically see we have enough amps to be loud, crushingly loud.
A wall of sound level of amps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe this music to somebody before they hear it too, because you're like, it's fast, but it's also slow, and then it's really heavy and it's aggressive, and that doesn't really like.
It's really noisy.
Those are very vague. All of us are vague.
Yeah.
It sounds good to every single person. So it's it really is just more of like, until we had music to actually show people, it really was just like, you're just kind of gonna have to watch it.
Yeah.
I think people should give it the chance. I think you missed it, but when Jake, Brandon, and I were talking, one of the first questions I asked was how would you describe the band or sell the band to someone who hasn't heard you guys? And the adjectives we came up with were loud and noisy, and it's like, as true as that is, like there's more to it. So go listen and go check it out, and feel those slower like booming sections of songs. So yeah, to get more into the live things, do you guys so far have like one show that sticks out as, I mean, we were all just like really on top of it, it went well, like a favorite show so far?
I don't know. I like all of them. I like playing music. So like for me, anytime I can play music, I am stoked. So there's no favorite for me.
The funny part about this band is we started it to play more shows locally. and then ended up recording an album and writing a bunch of stuff and didn't actually end up playing more shows. So we've only played like, I don't know, maybe a handful, like
There's
10.
more shows than we would have if we didn't have this.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
But
Like I think back pretty fondly on our first couple shows because
Yeah.
I think people knew that the five of us were doing this band, and people would ask us what it was or what it sounded like, and we had that difficulty of describing it to people, and
people had no idea.
yeah, and
That
so
that difficulty,
and then-
but also the selling point of come see us and hear what it is.
right.
and I don't know that it was any clearer after they saw it, but it is always cool when people come up to you and say, "Wow, that was the loudest thing I've ever seen."
This guy right here, Brandon, is the reason I wear earplugs at shows. Like in 2011, his other band, Amarok, I didn't wear earplugs before, and I went, fuck, I need to go get toilet paper or something to put in my ears, and I have not stopped wearing earplugs since.
Yeah. It is. I went to my first couple shows without earplugs, and then there was nothing. There's thankfully no moment like that where I was at a show and actively like, oh, this is way too loud. But it was a lot of recommendations from people that I'm going to shows with of like, oh, wear your earplugs. And I was like, I don't have them. They were like, you should really wear earplugs at shows.
Yeah.
And then thankfully now I wear them all the time. And there have been a couple times where I'm at the show and like it at the very start, like first song, it's way too loud. And I'm like, thank goodness I have earplugs to like put in and do this. But yeah, wear earplugs if you're going to concerts and listening
Always
to this.
protect your.
I'm a big advocate for earplugs.
I used to not even wear earplugs on stage.
Oh,
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I think that's the best like counter argument to people who don't wear earplugs in the concerts. Like everyone you're going to see has in-ears in and has earplugs in.
Right.
And so,
Everyone
like
else is doing it.
yeah, exactly.
Ear kosher.
So other than ear protection and hearing protection, as a band starting out, especially if it's anything like this, like local guys wanting to get together, play music more, what tips or advice do you have for starting a new band or getting people together?
Just go to shows. It's like go to shows, meet people, just talk about music.
You just got to do it. Like people have to get over their fear of failure or whatever their fear is of because
awkward.
every one of us has played a show where it was awkward or weird, but it's like if you like playing music, just do it. It only gets better.
Also do it more, like practice a lot,
Yeah.
play a lot.
The more you like practice and prepare for your show or whatever, like the more comfortable you'll feel, like because you know what sounds good to you, and even if it doesn't sound good to other people, it's like if you're into it, that's half the battle.
That's like, oh, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say I would also add to prioritize playing with people that you like over like skill,
Right.
because people will improve and you'll get tighter at the band. But having that core, like having friendship be like the core of the band, I think is like the most important thing.
Easier to
Because then you can communicate more easily, you enjoy being around each other and creating together. And I think that's more important.
It's big. I think I've had like I mean a bunch, but at least like 3, maybe 5 bands on this show give that advice of like, play with people you like, not the best players around you. Because if you can all rock out on your instruments, but you don't like spending time together, you're not going to rehearse, you're not going to write stuff, you're not going to do any of this. So like play with people you like, have a good time doing all the music stuff, and then I mean kind of like you just said, like you'll get better and you'll put in those hours of practice.
Yeah, that's good advice. I never thought about because I just never thought that about playing with anyone else. I don't have any friends that have talent, so I just play with it, my friends.
Yeah, awesome. Well, last couple of songs here to start wrapping things up, and again we can kind of go around like the favorite song question, but as you guys are a new band, if somehow Mordeo got this dream opportunity to collaborate with any band, any artist in the world, who would you guys want to make a song with?
I'd pick Neurosis.
Nice.
That'd be no
Yeah.
question.
Ghetto Boys.
The Ghetto Boys. Dang.
That'd be sick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Full of hell, I don't know.
Full of hell.
Primitive man.
Primitive man.
Does it have to be like, or can we like time travel?
Yeah, sure. Let's bring time travel into it. Anyone.
Time travel.
Oh man, I don't know. Beethoven. No, I don't know. I feel like Sabbath, like 70s, like right when the first record, Sabbath, like that era.
They'd be so bummed on us.
I know.
Oh God, this is abrasive.
First album Sabbath and first album Mordeo coming together for the song.
I'll try and combine it for you.
Yeah, awesome.
Work on my
Awesome.
mixing.
Yeah. Well, so then the last question I have for you guys, which I do feel a little bit bad about because I don't want to rush past the debut album and like all the live stuff you guys are doing, but what does the future of this band kind of look like, or are there any plans for what comes next for Mordeo?
Start our next one.
Yeah, I mean, we just
Keep
want
writing.
to keep writing and keep playing. So we'll
Awesome.
see where it goes. But I mean, we all really enjoy doing this. We all enjoy doing it together. So we just keep doing it as long as we can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so why not just keep it going?
Yeah.
Play some cruise ship.
Gotta go, gotta go, like,
Get a residency in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit up the sphere.
Dude, that's the dream. I was just listening to, I mean, like a little different, but honestly, not the polar opposite of you guys. I was just listening to an interview with ILLENIUM, who got his residency at the Sphere, and like the work he's putting into that. And as sick as a Sphere residency sounds, he's put like so much work into that and like an unbelievable amount of hours that I'm like almost overwhelmed by the idea of doing that.
I worked at a few shows, like I do production, like stage production stuff. I worked a few
Awesome.
shows for him, and like his stage setup is nuts. And this is like in a small theater, ILLENIUM, it's EDM stuff. His stage setup is nuts. And the thing I remembered is that he had 6 towers, and they didn't tell me until like I helped put up these lasers on each one. I was like, oh yeah, those are $60,000 each, and they were transported in broken Pelican cases. And I'm like, you tell me that now after I lifted like 20 feet out, like on a rickety ladder? Like,
one of these 20 minutes ago, goddamn.
yeah.
Well, okay,
And
so I have a question for you at that, because you know that's obviously like, oh my God, like what was I just doing? But on the flip side, if they had told you that, would you have been more nervous handling it and like and
Probably
wanted to
not.
deal with the
I
stress
was-
of that?
I was the same, because
Your hands.
you're used to, pretending everything is $60,000.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
However much you think it is, like multiply by 2, and that's how much it is. So
Yeah,
just be careful
yeah.
with everything. Like,
And
that random XLR cable, just wrap it well, make sure that it's taken
Exactly.
care of.
That's $500.
Yeah, and then sometimes they are though, like, yeah, that was for 1,000 capacity venue, so I can only imagine what it's like, 20,000 people. So like, nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about like all the new like mixing stuff he's doing, because he had to like get new channels specifically for the Sphere sound system, and making his latest album, which he's premiering there for the Sphere and for this residency. So it's insane.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Weird to end on a note not about you guys who are on the podcast,
It's all good.
but those were all the questions I had. So thank you guys all so much for coming in, especially the rest of the band that popped in later. It was
Thanks
so
for doing
awesome it was awesome to get all of you guys here together and hear all of your different takes. So, if people are surfing sorry, let me try that one more time.
Yeah.
If people are surfing the web, where can they find your wave?
We're Mordeo.time on Instagram, Mordeo Chico on Facebook, Mordeo.bandcamp.com on Bandcamp.
Mordeo does it right on Pornhub. No, that's sorry, that's not on there. No. We're working on it, but we're not. They won't accept our music.
For now, don't look that up.
I mean, go there and search. Maybe we're on there. I don't know.
No, 0 results.
0 results. Damn it.
Some of these live shows get really crazy.
It's mostly Colby.
Yeah. You know, he said 0 results. He's already knew. He's like, I've checked it.
Yeah,
I mean-
I think that's it for links.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll leave a link to some of that, not all of it, down in the description below.
Thank you.
But I mean, thank you guys so much again for coming on. I had a great time, and I hope you did too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey,